Let's do an unscripted video about Linux. Recently I made a video talking about the reasons why I could not use Linux, and yet I do use Linux on many of my systems. So I was really talking about why I can't use Linux as my daily desktop, my daily driver on my main desktop, and you can watch that video in the comments if you want to. Now, I am persnickety, I am picky, I do a lot of things that 99.437% of people do not do. So I think a lot of you can use Linux and maybe should use Linux. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. We're going to install Fedora, and I'm going to set it up, show you how to install a couple things to get some games going on there, install Steam, and just get a little desktop environment set up, and then talk about how easy that was, because it's probably going to be easy. I've only done it once, but we're going to kind of go through this live together, and I'll just show you it's really easy. And I think for a lot of you, it could meet your needs. Now, do you want to, or do you not want to? That's the real question. So let's get into it after we take a look at this ZimaBlade. This video is brought to you by ZimaBlade, and I've got one of these right now. I've been messing around with this, and that's one of the key things I want to talk about. These are amazing, tiny, hackable single-board computers. This is an x86, not an ARM-based machine, meaning that you can install basically any flavor of Linux. You can turn this into a little emulation station, you can turn this into a mini NAS, you can turn it into a server. With CasaOS and a couple of hard drives, you can turn it into a little NAS, put Jellyfin or Plex on there, have all your movies and media on there, or you could even install an emulator environment. CasaOS already comes pre-installed. It becomes an amazing tool for your home server, number one, but number two, it also becomes a great tool for learning Linux because there's so many different things you can do with it. It's relatively inexpensive and it's hackable. It also has PCI Express, so it's expandable. All this information is in the description, so go ahead and check that out, and thanks to them for sponsoring this video. The main purpose of this video is to really just see if someone who does not know a lot about what's going on can come over here and do things. So while I'm installing a lot of these games, yes, I know that there's going to be people down in the comments being like, there's 50 different ways that you can do that are better, and if you go and edit this and open up the terminal and type this or hold down Control-Alt, put your elbow on Enter and eat a banana at the same time, then you can do all kinds of different things. Yes, people who are professionals or people who have been on Linux since they were, fresh out of the womb, they'll be able to do these things. But the point of this video is to see if people who are coming over from Windows and Mac will be able to install old games and new games, Windows games, whatever, and get them running. I'm kind of a noob, and that'll be apparent if you're watching this video, especially if you're someone who's not a noob. So if I can get this stuff running in 5-10 minutes, maybe people can get it running in 11 minutes, you know what I mean? So that's really the purpose here while we're looking at a lot of this stuff. How accessible is it? How stable is it? Can someone who, just comes over from Windows figure it out and get it up and running within a reasonable amount of time? That feeling when you restart Windows for the last time, knowing that you'll never see it again. At least not on this machine. Test this media. No, let's just start, because I'm dangerous. It worked on another machine. I installed this on my laptop a couple weeks ago or whatever, but I haven't really been using it that much because I've not needed my laptop because I've been at home. So this is going to be a kind of a fresh experience, and we'll get to experience it together. All right, installed the hard drive. Could do without the animations, but I guess it's cute. Installation destination. Restart. First time logging in, are you excited? We're running KDE Plasma, or as I used to say it when I lived in Kentucky, Plasma. Alright, well, you can go through this on your own. This is, I like Plasma because for someone who's on Windows, I think it's really similar. Fedora, it's kind of like bleeding edge stuff, a lot of it is, and it gets a lot of updates. You don't have to install them all, but, system upgrades and stuff when you first get it going. Let's go ahead and hit Update All, and we'll go ahead and get that going. While I'm waiting, I may as well mess around with Plasma. So this on the bottom, you can customize this. I wish you could do this with Windows, but you can't. We're going to enter edit mode. I want my position to be full width at the bottom, and then I don't want it to be floating, so I take off that. I like it to be docked at the bottom, and then my height, I usually like 32 is probably all right. I like it small, but I'll keep it bigger for the sake of what we're doing here. There we go. Now you can right click on the different areas here and change things, so I can show alternatives for this. We're going to do the task manager because that's how I like it. See? There we go. And that's pretty much it, but we'll leave the configuration for another video. I'll show you my Plasma configuration. Doesn't matter which system you go to, you're never going to be able to escape the updates. So let's go ahead and install the updates, and we'll be back. The purpose of this video is not to like be a tutorial on how to do stuff in Fedora. So I'll show you my initial setup that I'm going to do on this machine, and I'll just rapidly go through it and show you what I'm going to install first. And then we'll get to installing Steam and some other game platforms. You know, itsFoss has made a pretty good tutorial on what to do when you first get Fedora installed. Now we're going to add some repositories. In order to do that, we just click over here and then go up to our favorites, and then we can open up Discover. That's our software center. Now it'll start up like this, and you can look for stuff. You may not find everything that you want, but if you click on settings, you have all these things that you can turn on and off. I've already clicked here to add the Flatpak applications from the Fedora org. So just click there, and it was already there, so I already clicked it. We got 3 different Flatpak locations right here. In order to customize the desktop, you just right click just like you do on Windows, and I'll do desktop and wallpaper. Got my own walls folder right here inside picture called walls. Next wallpaper. Next. That's too bright. Yes. We'll do Judy. All right, so there we go. Now I'm going to do a light bit of customization down here to the bottom. I don't change much down here because I don't need to. I put it on the Breeze dark theme because I like the dark theme, but you can come over here and get all kinds of new themes. So let's say you're feeling really homesick already. Yeah, we got Windows Arrow. Yep, we sure do. Install. There we go. Now we got a few more themes here. So we can come over and pick an individual style for most different things here. Oof. Now we got the Windows 7 style with the Breeze color scheme. We are confused. But see, you got your global theme, and then we can say, all right, our plasma style, whatever, same. There we go. Got my dark cursors, and the splash screen is, you know it's got to be 7 Arrow. This is what we're going to get when you come in. Oh yes. How long are you going to splash for? Okay, my desktop is set up enough. Let's install some applications. Now, there's a couple different ways to do it on Linux. You can just do it from the command line, or you can come over here to the software center. Now, since I've added the Flatpaks and stuff, I can install Flatpaks as long as they're, compatible. Fooyin. That's the music player. Finally, we have a music player on Linux. Fooyin is not ready yet. If you're just listening to regular music, not doing anything weird, and don't expect a lot, then Fooyin's going to be amazing. But I think it's going to be as good as Foobar one day, because the community is really kind of getting behind it. So there we go. When I open it up here, it is very much like Foobar. And we'll put some music in there later, but that's not what we're going to cover in this video. All right, next up, let's install Steam. There it is, Steam. It's a Flatpak. I don't want the Flatpak. This is the biggest learning curve for a lot of people, but it's really just as easy as typing into Google how to install Steam on Fedora, and then we're going to have to use the terminal. So I'm going to grab that, open up my terminal again, which is right there, the console. Shift insert, paste that in there. That's going to enable the repository. Put in my password. There we go. And we'll just click. There's a lot of copying and pasting into the console, but pretend you learned something, right? Now, so we're using sudo dnf install Steam, and then yes to everything. I didn't do any arguments to tell it to install into any particular folder, just the default's fine. Yes, now we can open Steam. All right, well, it's updating. I may as well just go ahead and pin Steam to the bottom. Drag and drop. There we go. And then we also have something called the Heroic Game Launcher. Now, the Heroic Game Launcher takes care of the things that Steam doesn't take care of, namely GOG. Why is there not a GOG Galaxy client already available? I don't know. But this allows you to install GOG games. So it's like, okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and install this. But essentially, it allows you to connect to GOG and a number of your other things like Epic Games Launcher, and then install games right through here. Now, there is a Flatpak, but I always prefer to install it this way if I can. You can install the Flatpak if you want to. You can go over, over here and just type Heroic, and you'll see Heroic Games Launcher. It's a Flatpak right there. But, again, I like to install it this way. So again, shift insert. There we go. All right, we enabled that repository. There we go, Heroic Games Launcher. All right, awesome. We can add games, or I can start logging into stuff. All kinds of things to log into. Let's log into Epic. I've got 1 billion free games on there I haven't played yet. Remember, with Epic, if you get a free indie game, install the game. They don't pay the developers until you install the game. So if you go onto Epic all the time and you're like, give me that free game, give me that free game. I do that too and I forget. But if it's an indie game or a small company or someone you want to support, but you're not going to play the game right now, install the game and they will get paid. So anyway, just a little quick tip right there. All right, there we go. We've logged into both of those things in our Heroic Games Launcher. Now if I come up to my library, I've got all kinds of games. But yeah, now we got the GOG store right here, make purchases, and then Prime. So it allows you to hook up Amazon as well. I do not use Prime. Get out of there. Not logged in, so yeah, oh well. Now when it comes to gaming, I want to try a few different things on Linux to get a full picture of what we can do. First off, I'm going to do a DOS game. Then I'm going to do an old Windows game, like Windows, I think it's like 98 era, maybe 2000. And then we're going to play some new games like Baldur's Gate 3 and just get an idea of what it's like to game playing Windows games on Linux. How difficult is it? Let's, what are we going to install here? Oh, wow. Yeah, let's install this. And you could tell it which path to install to. It's going to take care of your wine settings as much as possible. Why am I installing this game? All right, let's just install it. Got a box copy of this, and it's probably worth $1 billion, so I'm not touching that. All right, so the games that are installed go up to the top here. Let's go ahead and try this out. It's going to be running in Wine. How much does Linux work? Let's see. Just gotta wait. It's installing a lot of stuff in the back end. The first time always takes a minute. All right, we're in DOSBox. Yep. Okay, this is easy. Just took a second to install some of the dependencies in the back end. It did everything for me. Heroic Game Launcher is really, really nice. All right, look at that tiny little screen. We can figure this later if we wanted to, but all right, we don't need to do this right now. We can come back later. So yeah, let's see if Blood Rain works. We can close that out. Oh, whoops! Yuck. First time, and it'll configure Wine in the background and install some dependencies. Let's see what happens. All right, oh geez, this resolution. Let's see what we can do here. Well, shit. Try it one more time. All right, let's just do this 4:3 resolution, see if it works. Oh, that almost worked. All right, we're gonna try OpenGL. What are my options here? Direct 3D. Let's try OpenGL. There we go. I have to turn off bump mapping. All right, so older games are going to be a lot of configuration going on here. I'll probably have to come in and figure that out. Run this as a window. It's not like in full screen. We got Photon. Let's try that. All right, switching my Wine version to Proton. Now it's got to reinstall stuff because we're using a different version of, Wine. We're using Proton. I'm just going to see if it works. We got it. So yeah, that's kind of typical for old games. I mean, these things are not easy to get running on Windows either, but Sure, let's see what happens. Hey, it's working. All right, so switching to Proton. Did get it working. There was a couple errors, but yep, now we can play Blood Rain just fine. I've got to turn my mouse down. Kind of want to play this now. It's fun. All right, so old game, yeah, got it working with maybe a little bit more. Oh, Jesus. So yeah, Heroic Game Launcher is wondrous. And we've got different versions of Wine. So you can grab like different versions of Wine right over here if there's a certain one. And a lot of times you can go online and be like, hey, how do I play this? It's not working correctly, etc., etc. And you can find, information. We got Proton installing right here, and Proton's special because it takes the API calls that are normally, supposed to be like DirectX or whatever, and makes them so they work on Linux, and it works really, really well. So Proton's being installed because I'm installing Baldur's Gate and Dusk. I think Dusk might actually have a Linux version. Let's go straight into Baldur's Gate 3. Look at that, it's running some Windows stuff here. I got mods on mine, so I don't think I'll be able to load up any of my save files without also installing the mods, which I might try tomorrow. I'll make another video just talking about gaming and modding, and we'll see. This is awesome. It's setting it up for Vulkan. Like Steam knows what's up right now. And it's just like making it work. That was so freaking easy. Don't know if I can really play this until I try to install my mods. Because I got a lot of mods and my save games are not going to load up on this machine without, all the same mods being installed. This feels great. Mind of the Nether Brain. Get a little tactician going. How about it? Why do I feel like this loads faster than on my main rig, Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is working. I don't know how to play this without my WASD mod. This feels weird. Do I need that? I don't think I need the restoration yet. I've got 14 out of 14 hit points. Oh, this is working great. I love first levels that let you go inside a sphincter. Right in the brain. Alright, that's enough of this. Okay, that works great. One last game just for grins. And it looks like we have a native Linux version for this. I couldn't tell it. It played so fast, I don't even know sometimes if it's Linux or Windows. It just loaded right up, so don't think this is Proton. I don't know. Next up, I'm over here on itsfoss.com. Just going to install Discord. Got to add a non-free repository. I'll just come back over to my terminal. Ooh. And we'll just paste that in there. Do our password. Sure, why not? And then it's just sudo D and F install Discord. Yes. So yeah, really, what else do you need? Shall we install Jellyfin? You know, one of the cool things about this, you can press start, and if I type Jellyfin, I don't have Jellyfin installed, but it's like, get Jellyfin media player? Yeah, sure. Click on that, and it opens up right there, and I can install it from FlatHub, so that's what I'm going to do. I don't feel like compiling my own version here for Fedora. There might be somewhere that has it, I don't know. Anyway, this is going to install the Flatpak, which is fine. A lot of dependencies, it's going to maybe be redundant, but whatever. We'll get it up and running, and then we can launch it. And there we go, we got Jellyfin. What do we got? It's running really fast. This is great. If you have not seen Dorohedoro, then you need to stop everything and go watch this. It's wonderful. Made by the same company that made Chainsaw Man, but it's a lot weirder and a lot better. This is snappy. Look how wrong. Have you ever seen a more wrong score in your life? This is classic cinema. You want Krita? Get Krita. This is cool having this all like integrated right here. All right, let's go ahead and get Krita installed. You can choose to install it or choose it from the Flatpaks. I just want to install it because there's a native version apparently for Fedora. So there we go. All right, Krita is finished installing. Let's launch it. I haven't used this much, but if you do artwork or Photoshop type stuff, this is what you install rather than, nobody installs GIMP. I am convinced that anyone who recommends GIMP doesn't do anything that has to do with GIMP. They don't even use Photoshop. They just immediately like, oh, you like Photoshop? Well, we've got GIMP. You don't need Photoshop. No. Use Photopea or Krita or something else. Oh, Jesus. Or something else. I don't know. I haven't used this much, but, a really goofy looking dog thing. Let's make it angry. Yeah, angry things are funny. Oh, it's fuming. It's looking like a dragon now. There we go. I need a finer tip, don't I? I don't got no pressure sensitive stuff. I got a tablet in there. Maybe that'll work. Give it some scaly things. How about a little ugly arm? There we go. That's its arm. So beautiful. Yeah, Krita's better than Photoshop, as you can see. So there, you got that. Something else that I think a lot of people use is OBS. So let's see what we do. If I just type OBS right here, get Obsidian. Nope, we're gonna have to go into the actual thing, or I can type Open Broadcaster. Let's go into the Software Center. So come over here and we'll click on Discover. And up here, I'm gonna look for OBS. We got a couple different options here. So this is something I've learned while making this video is right here. We can either install from FlatHub or we can install the Fedora Linux version. Now, FlatHub I think is the official place where this comes from, but All right, so Flatpak is gonna be your best option according to this Reddit post a while ago, but I think I already knew that when it comes to that. So the other thing that's nice about FlatHub is it already comes with a lot of stuff pre-installed, your plugins or whatever. So we're going to go ahead and install it from FlatHub. Got all the dependencies all together, but this is an important program for me. So usually the Flatpak is also going to give us the most up-to-date version. There we go. Let's launch it. See how it runs. Optimize for recording. There we go. I'm going to redo all this myself. I'm just going to do 30. I'm just curious to see what it came up with here. For the video, let's check out my output right here. Simple mode. All right, it's got AAC, so that means it's installed the dependencies for that. Audio track 1, good. Sure, let's just see how this looks. So I can go ahead and come over here. I'm gonna add a source here as my screen capture. Doing Pipewire screen capture. Okay. Don't need a virtual output, just do the main output. There we go. And I'm gonna do a little test here. Let's see how this works out. So record what else I do here. All right, let's play back what I just recorded. So I haven't even installed VLC yet, so we're just using the MPV player, which I like quite a bit. Maybe better, I don't know. Good for movies and stuff. So yeah. And then I was like, recorded myself just looking for stuff. I haven't figured out how to do snapshots yet, but I'll figure that out soon. Yeah, the OBS looks just fine to me. There we go, close that out. Nice. So OBS works perfectly fine with the Flatpak. The next thing I need to do is figure out how to do snapshots, which I haven't figured out exactly how to do yet. It's not like OpenSUSE, but where it just does it out of the box. So I'll figure that out. I'm not sure if I use Snapper or something else. Maybe somebody in the comments can tell me, but yeah, there we go. That's it. We got a base. I've got a base to play with. I can come back in and do stuff. I can make videos about the music player. I can make videos about gaming. I can make videos about whatever else. I don't know. But I don't think a lot of people need to do as many things as I do. So, I mean, most people are just, this is fine. And I don't mean that in like a patronizing, oh, you sweet summer child, you could just all you need is like 3 things. No, I mean that, number 1, you're going to be learning stuff while you're on Linux. Number 2, if you're not doing a bunch of stuff, if you're not like a full-on creator that's making music and whatever else, that and you need certain things that only run well on Windows, it's fine. It might have a little bit more of a learning curve, but you know, if you install something like Fedora, keep it up to date, you'll still be able to touch grass and play games and talk to people on Discord and mess with documents and send your emails and do things on Firefox and listen to your music and watch your movies. So pretty cool. It's 2,000 degrees in here. So before I go, let's see just how Epic Pants loads up over here. We got some sales over here on Epic Pants. I think the Slime Day sale is over because I'm 12, and yes. But anyway, if the type of system I'm using, very similar to one of these down here, the one I'm recording on right now that you're seeing on the screen. I'm using one of these. It played Baldur's Gate 3. It's not one of the, I'll put one on there that will. So yeah, those don't have quite fast enough. This one's almost fast enough, not quite. I'm using one that has a 780M. T-shirts, 50% off. All these t-shirts right here. 50% off with the coupon code. Certainly not. I'm delirious from the heat. I'll see you in the comments. I'd like to do more Linux videos. You better be nice to me, or I'll pull your underwear out of your underwear drawer and hide it in your oats. So the next time you go to like make oats, you'll be like, pour it in your bowl and you'll be like, oats, 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 underwear. And you'll be like, that son of a bitch. That's what you get for talking down to me in the comments when we're talking about Linux. So don't do it. See you next time. Just going to get into my UEFI right here, and then we can boot from our USB, which I have a copy of Fedora on. All right, go over to the boot menu. I hope I put the right USB in there. Oh no, God, that's so annoying. Well, it looks like we're back in Windows because I pressed boot instead of boot menu. I swear to God.